Hi everyone! Today I want to show you a fun new stamp and die set from Stampin' Up called Hooray for Surprises. And what makes this set unique are these dies that don't cut all the way through. I'm not sure if this will show up on the video, but the die cuts, most of the way around, but then it leaves a few gaps. And that way it kind of acts as a surprise pull open or a tear open piece. So it's just kind of fun, and I thought it's different, and I really loved when they make something that's kind of different, So I want to show you different ways to use it, and I've played around with it for most of the afternoon, and I realized I should make a video. I could just keep going and going. There's so many fun ways. So I'm going to make 3, but I'll show you others, and then you can kind of get an idea of how to use it. Now, you don't have to always use it as a pull tab. I'm going to show you 3 different pull tabs and a few different non-pull tab cards, and yeah, so let's get started. I decided when I like to play around with a new item, I usually give myself like 1 designer series paper and a few colors and just kind of go crazy with that. If I limit my supplies, I feel like I can get real creative and try it so many different ways without making my desk too messy. So I am going with Berry Burst, Shaded Spruce, and Bubble Bath, and I think those are bright fun colors. So let me show you the stamps. They're really cute. They've got birthday, but also you can use them for anything. Sending lots of love, birthday, hooray, make a wish, you're the best. Just kind of fun. I want to point out this pull and open here, and those are important little pieces, and then just some little accents so you can kind of make it for whatever you want. So I thought I would start by showing you, here are the dies, I should say. So you've got some florals, a couple leaves. You've got something that'll cut out your images, these 3. But then you've got additional, and actually that little one as well. You've got some additional, just for fun, florals and things like that. Okay, so the first one I thought I would make is just a really simple non-tear tab type card, and that's this one. And so this is really simple, and let's just get in there. I have Bubble Bath card base. Now this paper is from the annual catalog, and it's called Delightfully Eclectic, and right now, if you're looking at this video during the month of February, it is an option for Celebration for a free pack, and it's actually a really big pack of paper, so it's a really awesome option. Free with a $50 purchase. So if you purchase the bundle, for example, it's not quite $50. It's a nicely priced bundle, I have to say. So you'll be under $50. But if you add something like an ink pad or some adhesive or something like that to get you to $50, then you can pick this paper for free. There's a lot of choices for free, but anyway, just wanted to point that out. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick this down in the center of my base. If I don't fold it, I can't quite tell if I centered it. I did. Okay. And then I'm just kind of playing around with all those die cuts. I like to use every die, every stamp when I play around with a new set. So I cut myself already a bunch of these fun little dies, and I cut a circle. Now, like I said, they don't come all the way through. I wanted just the circle. So let's say you don't want to have to go and get out a circle punch or another circle die set, and you want to use just this as a circle. That's totally doable. You just simply open it like that. And then I'm not going to show this little side, so I don't even have to bother cutting it off. If you wanted to, you could cut that off. But I'm not going to bother. However, there are these itty bitty, and probably wouldn't be noticed by anyone, areas. And I'm just going to take a little sanding block and get rid of them. You could use your paper snips, or you could leave them. I notice them because I know they're there, but your recipient of your card is not going to know they're there, and probably you could leave them alone. So I'm going to just do this one. I did my sample card as Sending Lots of Love, and I'm going to do this one as a birthday, just so that I can have a couple of different varieties to put up. Let's see. I thought I had all my stamps already out, but I don't. Okay, and I'm going to use my deeper color. I like to use the deeper colors for my sentiments. So Shaded Spruce or Berry Burst. I'm going to go with Berry Burst. floral. Let me wash this real quick. Okay, I actually pre-stamped and die cut out this piece, but then I thought, you know, I'm doing something a little bit different, so I thought I better show, although I'm sure most of you will know what I'm doing. I'm going to stamp it in my lighter color, which is the Bubble Bath. And then I'm going to take my sponge dauber and add the Berry Burst to the center. You can also, if you have a Berry Burst marker, you can add that to the center. I'm just gonna go like this with my dauber. It's like the perfect size, so why not? There. All right, so there's a die to cut that out. So I will do that off to the side and be right back. Okay, so now I'm going to put it together. First, I like to start with this one, even though that one's kind of a higher layer. I like to put it down first and kind of build under it. So when I put this down, I like to make sure that I have space to tuck things, so I don't put my dimensionals too close to the edge, because I want to be able to tuck things underneath. And I'm not going in center, I'm kind of going lower right. Okay, and then I'm gonna look at this guy and kind of move him around, seeing, you know, where I can place it. I realized that when I did this one, I made sure that that bumpy thing was kind of in the high, whereas here it's straight across. But you know what? I don't think it matters all that much. If you wanted to cut it off, you could, but I'm gonna leave it and not worry about it. I know it's there. Now you know it's there, but I think it's okay. All right, or if I make this go down far enough, then I cover it. I just have to make sure that the flower doesn't go past the side. Okay, I covered it. All right, so then once I've got those things down, then I kind of tuck underneath. So I'm going to use some of these Berry Burst flowers and tuck them. Goop on it, so I'm going to tuck the goopy part underneath. All right. And then the dies come with two different leaves, so I'm going to use this one up here. Maybe it's the leaf for this style of flower. And then this one, I'm actually going to cut it in half, tear it in half. And tuck it there. Okay, and all that's left are some little embellishments. I'm gonna go ahead and use these little sequins. And honestly, I don't know where these sequins came from. They're Stampin' Up, but they might be old. I am trying to use things that I'm on my desk, so this must have been on my desk for some reason. And there are a lot of adhesive back sequins in the catalog, so I really think this was probably part of a grouping, and I don't know which one it is, but there's some great options, I'm sure. So I'm just putting a few big ones and a few little ones kind of grouped together. Do I have another little one? There we go. All right, now Now you can decorate the inside too. I'm going to keep moving on because I want to show you 3 cards in this video. So I'm going to keep going. Alright, so the next one I want to show you is using the heart shape. So I use the circle shape. I want to make sure to use the heart shape. And so let's see if I have that one out. Okay, this time I'm going to use a Berry Burst card base, and I'm still using that same designer series paper, and I'm going to make a stripe down here. First I'm going to do my stamping because I want some stamping directly on my cardstock, so I like to do that first before I start gluing anything down, just in case I make a mistake. So I'm going to emboss my sentiment. And I also want to emboss this heart stamp. I think this scrap is big enough. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, now I can glue that down. Okay, now there is a die. The die set comes with, uh-oh, I lost the die set. I buried it under my embossing powder. Okay. The die set comes with a heart like this that's solid, and then it's got a heart with a little pull tab, the little slightly connected heart, and then it's got this one with the fun dots in it. So I need to cut this one out, but I also pre-cut some others that we're going to use on the card. So I'm going to cut this one. And then I made myself some extra here. Let's see. Let's do those. And I wanted to use some of these little guys too. Okay, so this idea is from the catalog. They kind of covered the tulips with these fun little dies. The tulips are cute too, and I was thinking that this particular stamp might be fun with some sponging techniques. Here I've got the image all white, but if I used a white piece of paper and used sponges to kind of do some fun ombre or something, that might be a fun way to use that stamp. So I thought about that after I'd already put this together, and I really needed to get going. So next time I play with this stamp set, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I want to put this one where it's showing on the designer paper, and then I want to put this one kind of closer to the words. And then, as you notice, I went too close to the edge. I tried to use up my scraps and I went a little bit overboard, so maybe I'll do something like that, and that way you won't notice that I went overboard. Okay, so I think I'll do something like that. And like before, I like to start with this and tuck underneath. So I'm going to pop my green heart up where I want it, and then work around. So like so. Like so. And then with these other little tiny dies that came from here and this little sprig, I thought I would add just some more. So let's pop this guy underneath here, and then these little guys. So what I want to do with those is I want to round them up a little bit, and a fun way to do that is with a stylus and stylus. I'm not positive on that. And my piercing mat. So that you can get a stylus with, I don't think it comes by itself anymore, at least not from Stampin' Up. You get it with the Simply Scored mat, or you can get it as part of the Take Your Pick tool. And this is kind of the way I would go if you don't, if you have a different scoreboard. You get different interchangeable little tips for that. And my stylus version is not here at my house. It's I use a different place for my classes for more space, and that's where it is. So I can't show you. Oh wait. I have a new one. Okay. There we go. So you can get how I've got it set up, where you've got a piercer and a scraper, but then here, look, you get a stylus. So you can kind of change your tips. But I have this one that came with my scoreboard, so I'm going to use it. And what I'm doing is I'm just making little circles in the center of the flower, and that is kind of curling up that flower easily. Like that. All right, and then I'm going to, maybe I'll do one more. There. And then I'm going to layer them right on top of this little guy. So I'm going to do a flat one. And then a balled up one. All right, and then for the center of my flowers, I thought I would use some more of these sequins, but I just realized I used up my small ones. So I'm gonna find what else is on my desk. Okay, what is this one? Oh, okay, I like those. And there's two sizes. That's what I'm looking for. So I have so many open packs. I'm trying not to open more packs of things. Okay, so let's go with this one. I think this one was called Elegant Faceted Gems. I think that's what that one was called. And this one was Opal Rounds, which also would have been a nice choice. But there are 3 small ones here, so that's perfect. I'm going to put the 3 small ones right there. And a big one on this guy. There. Okay. And that's card number 2. And here's how I did the inside. I just used a strip of the same paper that I had and put that on the inside. And you can put a nice little greeting. You can add some more hearts. There is a heart stamp in that stamp set. But anyway, so here's card number 2. Now I want to show you some of the terry kind. Okay. So for this next one, I am going to also use Berry Burst and that same Designer Series paper. I think I was going to cut all the way across. Let's see what I got. Oh, is that it? Is that the right size already? It is. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to use this one. Or maybe I should put it on Bubble Bath. Well, it doesn't matter because from the front you're not going to see it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and layer that. Okay, and then I cut a piece of basic white by 5.5 by 3, And did I just use it to cut this? Ooh, I might have. I did. I have to cut another one. Okay, 3 by 5.5. All right, and now we're going to use this little fun guy right here. And I want to make sure when I put it down, and this one I'll cut with, I'll do the cutting on camera. Okay, so for this, your recipient is going to tear this apart. So I do need to have space on the top and bottom. You can probably do something different, but that's how I'm doing it. And how I want to use it is I made this measurement big enough for a gift card. I wanted to make sure that, I have a Christmas one here, but I wanted to make sure that a gift card fit within the space, and it does. Another fun thing you can put in this version is money. But that's what my thought process was the gift card. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have space like this, because when I put this down, I'm not going to have it flat on the card. I'm going to pop it up a little bit with the strips here. So I need to make sure I have room for strips all the way around. Okay, so that is how I'm going to lay it down. I need to get new plates. So because of that, I'm going to put some post-it note down just so that because it's going to want to curve on me when I put the top on. Okay, so hopefully you can see that it's kind of staying in place because of these tiny little pieces of cardstock that are still attached. But then when the person gets it, they're going to be able to tear that pretty easily and reveal what's behind. Okay, so here's where that little pull comes into place, because you don't want to send this card and then have them not pull it and not realize there's something in there, and then, you know, you've got money sitting in there not getting used. That would be terrible. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I want it to be obvious. Sometimes you can do it pale, a little pale color, but I'm going to ink up, and I'm sorry, but my head's gonna come down because I want to make sure I get it right in that tab area. Okay, so this is my base. Now I've already stamped some cakes because I wanted to make the video not super long. But you tell me if I could make it a little bit longer and show a little bit more, is that better, or am I showing enough? That is something I would love to know. All right, so I've got my cakes. So you're just going to kind of lay them out first, because I want to pop these up, but I want to put a candle on the center one. So we're going to lay them out, and then the center one is going to get a candle. I'm going to put, where's the candle? Here it is. All right, so I'm going to kind of put this cake where I want it, but then I'm going to pull it down and then put the candle, so that way I kind of know where it goes. Hopefully that makes sense. And then there's two pieces to this candle, because now I've got a flame. So I'm bringing in a yellow. And again, my head's going to come in the way, sorry. All right, so now I've got my, my fun little candle there. Okay, so now I can go ahead and use dimensionals for my cakes. Okay, now I wanted to decorate my cakes a little bit more, and so I went ahead and cut a ton of little tiny flowers. I love little teeny tiny flowers, and there are a lot of die sets that have little tiny flowers, and they're just adorable. And so I cut a ton of them. And so we're just going to go ahead and decorate these cakes with these teeny tiny flowers. These are from the Thoughtful Moments dies, but there are a lot of dies that have little flowers. And I just think they're so cute. And sometimes when I have scraps with like just little bits of space left, I cut out a bunch of flowers. I think that's enough. Let's see. I want a blue one. I want a... okay. And I'm gonna use my little paper pumpkin glue dots for this, just so that it dries faster than my glue. So there's a blue one and a pink one, or berry burst I should say. Coastal Cabana berry burst. And then change it up here and do several. This is Bubble Bath. It's such a pale little color. And I'm gonna go with basic rhinestones for this one. I have a lot of these. Okay, I have decorated my cakes, and now I'm just going to go ahead and put the card. I see that I'm a little bit heavy on this one side. Okay, so now I'm going to use those adhesive back strips to put this down, and then I want to give you a little tip here. So when you're doing this, attach it to your card. If you know you're going to use it immediately, then go ahead and attach it right away. But if you're not sure when you're going to use it and you're just playing around and making a card, you don't want to put your money in there right away, because what if, you know, it sits for a while and you don't send it, and then you don't want to have a gift card in here that you've forgotten all about. That's something I would do. So that's why I'm trying to shield you from my error. Okay. So what you're going to do is take the backing off of 3 sides and leave the backing on one side, preferably the top maybe, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. And that way you can fill it later. Okay, so I'm going to take the backing off of 3 sides and stick it down on my card base. And that way later, when I'm about to send it, I can go ahead and slip money or a gift card in there, and then take your pick tool and get that backing, and then have it come up and then peel it away. Now I don't want to put a Christmas Target card in there, so I'm going to take that out. But that's just a fun way to be able to use it later. So you can make a bunch of them and then use them as you go. You can make all different colors and stuff like that. So here's another one that I made. This one's more of the solid. And then I know I made another one. Here's another one. So they all have, now this one I accidentally glued shut on the top, so I left this side open, and I could tuck cash or a gift card in that way. And then when they get it, they can just pull that and they'll see the money or the gift card in there, and then they'll be easily be able to get it out. So that's how you do it. And then let me show you some others. Okay, so we did this one together. What else did I make? Oh, okay, I didn't show you this one. So this one has sequins in it. So it says pull. If they pull this off, they're going to get a bunch of sequins. fall on their lap. And they might be mad that you've made a mess of their floor. It says you're the best, and there's lots of little hearts. I put heart sequins in there. You can hear them, maybe. So that's a fun one. And then this one, it just has a saying inside saying, I hope your birthday's the best. Because you don't have to put a physical thing inside here. You can just put another greeting. And so when they open this one, it'll say, you know, hope your birthday's the best. Or you can use something like this to put cash in there too. I think I left the top open. Yeah, I left the top open here in case I wanted to add a little bit of cash or something to this card. And so they're going to get it, they'll put the pull. So I made sure to put the word pull there. I want to make sure that the recipient doesn't leave cash inside, because that would be a real bummer. They might not realize that you gave them something. So I feel like I made one more card, but I guess not. All right, so here we have my little collection of cards. I hope that you'll take a look at the Hooray for Surprises stamp set in the catalog. It is really a fun, unique set, and I thought it was really worth exploring. So I hope that you enjoyed my video, and I hope you'll come back again and subscribe. I'll see you next time.